Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll and I am running point on this channel. This is your La Canada Flintridge August real estate update. Maybe my favorite spot in all of Los Angeles. Sits up at the end of the 2 highway in the North Hills there. It's west of Pasadena. Incredible spot. Driving up and down the 2 highway is beautiful. You're looking at the mountains. You see the downtown when you're coming to south. Maybe the best schools in all of California. I got a video coming out for LCF about the schools out there. One of the best places you can raise a kid, but it's very expensive. Here's what we're going to get into in this video. We're going to talk about the numbers. There's a lot of different real estate agents out there. Some are the neighborhood experts, the ones that know the coffee shops, the best restaurants, where to go at night. Some are what I call curtain callers who know, watch HGTV all day, and they know about the nicest curtains, the nicest countertops, the nicest floors. I'm a numbers guy. I'm a finance guy. So I look into the numbers. I let that tier a lot of what I do. I'm a risk assessment agent. And La Canada Flintridge is an incredible spot to live, but it's very tough to live there because it's very expensive. People know it. Average rent's only about $3,400, so you can maybe rent and raise some kids out there, and maybe they'll, move you into La Canada in the future. But we're going to get into the current statistics in La Canada. We're going to do some month-over-month statistics. We'll look at the year-over-year stuff. And at the end of the video, I'm going to get into a few homes that have caught my eye so I can try and find you some value in this amazing town in the northeast edge of Los Angeles. Let's go. All right, so what's currently happening out in LCF? So, homes available right now. We have 25 homes available for sale. We've seen 5 of those homes do a price drop, so 20%. Could be more looming. More on that here in a minute. Minimum home price to get in the neighborhood is $1.99 million. So basically $2 million is the minimum you're going to come in to get in the neighborhood right now to own a home. The top end is $8.99 million. So nearly $9 million is the top end home. Beautiful home. We're going to address this home at the end of the video and homes that have caught my eye so you can take a look at it. Average home sale right now is 5.129040. So just over 5.1 million is the average. That's a little higher typically than La Canada Flintridge. Typically that number is closer to 4. We're at 5. We got some high ticket price homes that have been sitting on the market for a while. If you look at the average days on market, it's 103. That is crazy. That is a crazy, crazy, crazy number. Normally that number is going to sit between 30 and 45. When that number gets to between 60 and 75, that's when you see sellers start to drop their prices. They start getting weary. They start getting sick of having open houses, and they want to move on from this investment and get on with their lives. But we're seeing 103 days. That's a crazy price, and a lot of it is coming at the top end. There's a $5 million home that has been sitting for 629 days. Why don't they do something? Nearly 2 years. There's a $5.7 million house that's been sitting for 376 days. There's a $7.7 million home that's been sitting for 171 days. An $8.3 million home, which has been sitting for 135 days. So those big, long, high-price ticket homes are what's dragging the days of market on up. There's the new tax, the new mansion tax that's above $5 million, and that's probably affecting things. Obviously, with a 7% interest rate, we just had a rate hike by Jerome Powell in the last meeting. There could be another one looming. Unless you can buy cash for a home like this, it's very, very expensive to purchase at these prices. If we look at August of 2022, we had 22 homes sell at 101% clip. So just 1% over list price. That's something you see consistently in an LCF, is that the homes usually sell right around the list price. There's not a lot of competition because of the high price points. So what you see is what you get in a lot of instances there. Probably won't get back to 22, obviously, with only 25 homes available for sale. But if you are looking up in this neighborhood, the most important segment is the next one, which is last month, because the most recent statistics are the most relevant. So let's go. All right, so what happened last month out there? We had some sales. We had some activity. I know the 103 days on the market's a scary number, but there are some transactions going on. We had 7 sales in July at 103% clip, so 3% over the list price. Like I mentioned previously, pretty much what you see is what you get. 3% isn't something to scare you. A little bit of negotiation tactics. On the minimum end, we actually had a home sell for 1.65. We don't even have a home that cheap on the market. That home sold for $200K over list price. So it was listed for 1.45, sold for 1.65. Pretty logical, right? When you look at the home prices out here, if something comes on the market in the 1.4s area, everyone sees it, everyone wants it. That's why you see a 200K over the list price for that home sale. The top end, we actually had a home sale for 8.5 million last month, which is great. It sold 300K under the list price, right? So it was listed for 8.8, which is right where our maximum is now. It sold for 8.5. So we got two differing markets, right? Anything on the low end that's attractive, that's a good quality, it's going to have super competition. Like I said, best schools in all of Los Angeles for sure, maybe the state, maybe the country, who knows. But the point of it is, on the low end, anything that's below 2 million is going to have big time competition. That's probably why our entry level position listed for 1.99 to try and build that up. Anything on the top end is having a real hard time right now in the market. That's why they're starting to take offers that are below the list price. So just keep that in mind if you're looking on whatever range you're at. The average home sale last month was 3.253, 123. So like I said, that's 2 million less than our average for sale right now. About $1 million less than where we typically like to see it in LCF. Average days on market is 22 days. That number for sold homes is almost always between 20 and 35 because attractive homes come on the market. They jump off after one open house, a realtor's dream, and they go quickly and bring that number down as far as averages go. If we looked at July of 2022, we had 19 homes sell at a 98% clip. So actually last July, there was a few people who took homes under the list price. We had some high-end tickets. That's where that came again. That's a 5% increase year over year. But when we're talking about 19 to 20, not too worried about it. Not a big factor. We're pretty much right where we were last year in 2022. So we're hoping to stay consistent in that. I think we're going to have a big drop off here in August just because of the lack of inventory. And that should continue for at least 6 to 12 months because rates ain't coming down. So everybody, 80% of people have less than 5. Tons of people have less than 4. Lucky people have less than 3. They're not going to sell and move into a 7% interest rate, especially when you've got a house out there in LCF. So let's get into homes that have caught my eye, try and find you some value in the neighborhood. All right, homes that have caught my eye out in La Cañada Flintridge. I'm a numbers guy. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to break all that stuff down to you. That's when I have clients that I work with, that's the main aspect of how I approach things. I am risk assessment. I need homes that are going to provide value. If you're going to buy a home, especially in this price range, and you're going to take out a loan at 7% interest rate, you have to find a home that is good value. You cannot get into a bidding war right now. You need a home that's going to appreciate over time. So what's it take to get in the neighborhood right now? What's the minimum price? The entry-level position, it's 1003 Vista del Valle Road. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, just over 2,000 square feet. Like I mentioned earlier, it's listed for $1.990 million. It's actually had a $205,000 price drop, right? I told you if a house is under $2 million, it gets a ton of views. And I think that this homeowner and agent woke up to that because now they're pricing this home under $2 million with over a $200,000 price drop. They're ready to move on, which is attractive. The lot's 11,000, so huge lot here, a lot of opportunity there. Price per square foot is $952. Not horrible, not great. We'll live with it. Ranch style home. It was listed in May. We just got that price drop on July 20th. So last month is when they finally made the move to make the price drop. They're probably not looking to sell this home for 1.990. The plan of attack here was to jump it down under 2 million, get the extra views from the buyers in the area, and they're probably still hoping to get somewhere in the 2.05, 2.1 range. But who knows if they don't get the right offers, if they're making price drops like that, they're obviously willing to drop 10% there. Maybe you can get it under 2 million. Who knows? It's got a pool. The back asphalt needs some work, but that's pretty typical, pretty easy fix to kind of do that stuff. It sits off Angels Crest Highway. That's on kind of that northeast side of La Cañada. Great area. Some of the houses in the back area in the neighborhood are absolutely incredible. One of the best lit and painted streets, too, in LA I've ever been on. Coming from the Midwest, where I grew up, you had to have good reflectors, good paint on the streets, because oftentimes with inclement weather, you can't really see. In LA, that lacks. You see that every time it rains. You can barely see some of these streets, especially the 101 South coming down. Angels Crest is a beautiful street up there. I will tell you one caveat, watch out for. There are animals up there. You get deer, you get rattlesnakes, and you even get some bears. So just be aware of that if you're moving into these fancy neighborhoods up in LCF. So let's jump over to my favorite play in the market right now. It's 5212 Piso Ranch Road. It's a 4-bedroom, 5-bath, 4281 square feet. It's listed for $2.699 million. This baby is sweet. It was listed on April 1st, so there's some opportunities there because they just did a $300,000 price drop. It was listed for $2.999. Now it's $2.699. And here's the deal. Normally in a typical healthy market, when we see a price drop of a home, that's a huge red flag. It's either an agent who doesn't know what they're doing. A lot of times it can be a homeowner who saw a neighbor sell for X amount and they believe their home is worth that. Maybe there's some underlying things that are coming out, foundationally, inspection-wise, with the home, and that's why the home price drops. But in this market, it's different, right? It's not like a normal market. It's just that the interest rate and the affordability is the worst it's ever been. That is a fact. I think you should tread lightly if you're buying any type of house. So with these homeowners who have to move on for a relocation, for changing jobs, whatever the situation is, they need the money. They have to, make these price drops, which can be opportunities for you. The lot here is over 14,000. It's $630 per square foot. One of the best numbers you can find in all of La Cañada. That's a very attractive number. It's something I look at distinctly because I want to be paying the least amount I can for every square foot that I get. So $630 is great on a $2.7 million house. It's tree surrounding too, so you get nice privacy. It's a mid-century home. It was remodeled in 2000, so everything's up to date there. It's got a pool with a beautiful waterfall as well. Very attractive home. So if you're in that $2.5 to $3 million range, I highly suggest you take a look at this house. Like I mentioned, incredible school districts up here, the whole 9 yards. Let's finish off with the top dog in the neighborhood. It's 4245 Chula Senda Lane. 5 bedrooms, 8 baths, 7,327 square feet, listed for $8.990 million. We saw last month the sale of 8.5, a home listed at 8.8. So you might be able to anticipate with all the homes, right? We have an $8.3 million home in the neighborhood that's been sitting for 135 days, an $8 million home for 171. So these high-end homes been sitting for a while. So if this home is attractive to you, you might be able to come in and get it at 8.5. We'll see how that goes. It's got a pool, a theater, gym. It's $1,226 per square foot. Typically on the super high-end homes, that number does start to flirt with $1,000. $1,226 is a little high, but the lot's humongous. It's $40,000. It sits just west of La Cañada Flintridge High School, one of the best high schools in the country. Always safer to be by a school, even though everything is safe up there in La Cañada. There has been 2 homes sold over $8 million in La Cañada Flintridge this year, both in that same vicinity there. So, there is some action. I don't anticipate heavy buyers coming in. You're not going to get into a bidding war at this price range. Obviously, if you can buy it cash and you're lucky enough to be in that situation, this is a beautiful home. If you're going to be financing and do a loan at a 7% interest rate, maybe be able to save a couple of $100,000 off the top and get into this home. But if you can get into La Cañada Flintridge, do it. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value. And we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind. Yeah.